Hi everyone, Toni here from Scrap Crazy with Toni, and I'm bringing you a quick little project today. I am making with the Twitchit Craft Kit. This one is actually from the tropical kit that they have. It is available now that you can purchase online, so go ahead and have a quick look at that. So that is the tropical craft kit. So I grabbed this one out. I've already had a little bit of a play with a few other projects, but I have an upcoming swap that I would love to use this paper for. So obviously I have already been using some of this. So the swap that I've got coming up is called a flat happy mail swap. So it's basically a little bit of happy mail, so we do have some sort of guidelines and instructions to follow. However, I'm gonna sort of wing it a little bit myself as well. Now they've recommended that we use 6x6 papers, but I'm going to be using some of this collection, and from the instructions it's actually really simple. Like some are just 6x6 folded in half with a little slot at the bottom as a pocket, and that's sort of it. But I thought I'd make something a little bit more intricate. So I think they had like two of those. One was like a 2-page or a 3-page flip book, and the other one was just literally a pocket. But I'd like to make something a little bit more intricate for my partner. So I'm really honestly winging this. I have not actually set out. Usually I would at least pick out papers of what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, but I really honestly haven't. So let's do this together. Let's make something fun together. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. It's quite nice here in central Queensland at the moment. So I think I might go cut this one from a 6 to a 12. Okay, so that a 6" by 12", that one. And I might go, because they said 6x6, so that means if it's in half it's like 3 inches, but I don't really want to do that. Let's go, like I said, I am winging this. Now, Tabitha from Twitchit Craft Kits has got a few new kits available as well. They look really cool, to be honest. Okay, so I'm actually going to cut this at 7.5, and then I'm going to grab my folder up. So Tabitha was recently at where was she at? The Gold Coast Craft Alive event, and there was a very special guest designer there making some truly incredible cards with the 2 new kits that were released just now, for that craft show. They were released there, so definitely head on over to Twitchit Craft Kits and have a look at what's up. And Tabitha has been expanding the design team for her craft kits, and they are really incredible. The people that she has on at the moment are just insanely incredible. I am sort of one of the more simple designers on the team, of course. I just do fairly simple designs. I can do over the top when I need to, but Tabitha is very happy for me to showcase what I do best, and sometimes that is just to try and get the very most out of my projects as I can, or the most out of my collections as I can, and that generally then relates to me doing sort of more simple things so it's a bit easier to get as much out of my stuff as I can. if that makes sense. So I know that this is now 3, so that this is now 6 inches. So that means it's 6 by 3, and this is actually about 1.5 inches fold up flap at the bottom. I'm going to make a quick little tag to throw in there. So let's make it just under 2 3/4 inches. There is a reason why I'm doing that. And I'm going to make it 5.5 inches. So I'm going to make 2 tags 5.5 inches by just under 2 3/4. Let's see how these fit in here. Excellent. So the reason why I made it just that little bit more than the 2 3/4, or a little bit less, sorry, a little bit less than 2 3/4, is that I'm going to have to secure this little pocket somehow. So I'm just going to grab out a couple of little brads and have a look. What colours have we got here? I'll grab out the yellows. So these are brads, which I believe we also call them split pins. So we're gonna do that, put that in there. All right, and then the next one. So these pins are generally just here, instead of adding, there we go. So obviously, being a front, we may have to hide that. But, so the pins are here just so we don't have to add tape and stuff like that. We're going to also add some yellow. Why not? So this one is Usher. So I really definitely love to encourage everyone to have a go at just winging projects and have a go at putting things together. Like, I really am just figuring out what I'm doing as I'm going along. And a quick reminder that we're all capable of doing this. Don't ever let something be too intimidating. Just dive straight in and you'll be amazed at what your capabilities are. Of course, everyone is always more than welcome to drop me a line or anything like that. If you're ever a bit unsure of particular projects or ideas or anything like that, and you just sort of want an extra voice in your head, please feel free to send me a quick message. I'm happy to have a chat. You know what? See, this really does show you that when I tell people that I'm winging it, a lot of people go, no, you're not. You know, we don't believe you. I really am. I am winging it. Let's have a look. So I'm not going to fully flush that right up to the top. I'm going to leave that tiniest bit of white there. And we're going to secure that with 2. And I'm just going to leave it. That's it. Done. Okay, the next one. Alright, so I'm going to throw this one up the top. And to hold that up. There we go. So we've got a couple of little tags there. That is the first project. There we go. So in the instructions, they sort of, it's literally, they just showed us that, and we opened up and it was actually empty. So like I said, I wanted to include just a little bit more for my swap partner. I think I want to try and hide that brad a little bit. I think I quite like this because it's got that yellow. We can feature that yellow. So I'm just cutting it so that it's fairly even on these white tabs there. How about even even some washi tape? Okay, now this obviously helps to hide that brad. And then I'm going to throw that on top there. Need to tidy up my area a little bit. There we go. So that will be project number 1 for this swap. So it's called Flat Happy Mail. So it is actually supposed to be flat. Okay, so it's not me just doing really simple things and getting away with it. It is actually supposed to be a small flat thing. So which means that my next project, actually I'm going to keep that washi tape just in case, which means my next project that I had planned on making a little bit bigger, I'm sort of a little bit worried about now. Maybe I shouldn't be making it too big. Let's have a look. So this is that same paper. I think what I might do is definitely be used. Okay, so I'm going to start with 6 by let's go 6 by 9. Let's go 6 by 9. So that means it's going to fold in half at the 4.5 inches. Okay, so that's at 4.5 inches. Going to, you know what, there is something that I keep forgetting to do every single time I make these sorts of flip books. I forget it every darn time. I do actually need to add, so I've just come in, what's that, like 1/8 of an inch. I've come in from there again, just to make a small little, to try and keep it, even though it's going to be flat, it's just going to be that small spine, just so it doesn't fold really awkwardly. So we've got 2 there, and it's going to make the tiniest little spine. Perfect. Which then does mean that one side is now smaller than the other. And I keep forgetting to do that every time I make these books. I don't know why I keep doing it to myself. So I'm going to actually cut down one side of this. I'm going to leave maybe about an inch on it. So then I can add, yep, I'm going to add, yep, okay. What I'm going to do is acetate. It's actually going to go at the front here. Where did I put my acetate sheet? There it is. Okay, again, I do not recommend, even though I'm doing it at the moment, I do not recommend you cutting anything with any acetate or anything like that with your actual cutter. Bad idea. Okay, so we need it to be 4.5. So I'm going to cut it just below the 4.5 actually. Might even make it about 4. I'm going to make this acetate 4 by 6 and I'll have it covered. Okay. Alrighty, 4 by 6. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up. And then press down. Right, so on this side, this is where that washi tape is going to come back into play. I'm actually going to cover the entire length. And flip it over. You might be saying, why am I flipping it over? Because I'm obviously going to cover that piece with a pattern paper piece. Okay, so that's going to be the front. And then in the middle, I'm going to start with a couple of pieces. So let's go, let's go 6 by 6. I'm going to fold that. And then let's go 6 by so what do we say? That's 4.5. So let's go. Okay, so just under that 4.5. So 6 by 4.5. It's going to sit in there nicely. This is going to be a folded piece. Let's actually, because we want different patterns, let's fold that there. Put that in there. Through that one. So I've just cut that at 4 inches, so that is 4 by whatever it was with my leftovers, so 4 by 5. Let's throw it in there. I think that's cute. Let's go, I really like something, oh, you know what, I'm actually going to, no I can't, because that needs to be full length, just let's throw one of these at the front. So because that is 1 inch, we need that to be 1 inch. And it looks like I need to take just the tiniest smidgen off there. All right. So while I craft, I like to stream entertainment, whether that is music or a movie or something on Netflix or YouTube. I love to stream while I'm crafting. So if you have found something new that you'd like to share with me, please do let me know. I am currently immersed in, is it Ginny and Georgia? Totally immersed in that at the moment. Alright, so I decided to ink that as well. I think I will add just a smidgen of washi tape to the front, because it's always good to tie in things together. Let's add, what are we going to add? What are we going to add? Let's add stir. Super cute. Okay, now remembering that we do need to try and keep this still flat, so I'm not going to be adding too many layers to this. We do need to keep it flat. I would like to add just one more layer though, because it just doesn't feel finished yet. Let's add, actually, so this is not part of the kit, but it's just a piece of craft cardstock. Let's go. I'm not sure actually. What am I going to do? Let's go another 5 by 4. So that's 5 by 4. Let's put that in the front here. Or how about putting that at the back, putting that at the front? That's a bit different. And then I can probably actually make this just a small one. So go, how far do I want to go? I even make it a very small one. So that's 2.5 by 6. So that's got a couple of layers in it there. Yep, that's cute. All right. Now I'm going to show you an extremely easy version of kind of like a binding. It's not a very good binding. Please don't fill my DMs with things like, what are you doing? That's terrible. But this is literally the quick version of gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. Just thinking about adding, I think I will. I'm gonna add an extra little acetate piece. Let's make it 3.5. I think I'm going to just simply place that in the middle there. There we go. I'm going to should probably mark so I generally like to make them at 2 inches as it's just a little bit easier. Let's go. I'm just using my crocodile to poke that hole. However, the next step, I do need to use my silent center. As I actually cannot And of course my crocodile is not magic. And sometimes our tools don't quite do everything we want them to do. So we do need a little bit of extra help, or we need an extra tool. So I'm just marking them in the middle, still with that 2-inch gap. I have used the middle selection, the medium one. Oopsie daisies, well that was just, that wasn't supposed to happen. Little rip there. It's okay. Alright, so that's the silent setter. So this is perfect for holes, and then you use that side of it for eyelets to push them flat. That one's from Twitchit Craft. I've had that for many years. Next step is to grab some yellow twine out and one of my needles, sewing needle. Now again, I'm going to show you a very simple version. This is not probably something I would actually recommend you do. I would recommend you check YouTube for some better tutorials and stuff like that than what I'm about to do. But this is just a very quick, easy way. And I've actually done a few like this now, and it does work for me, which is probably why I keep coming back and doing it. So there we go, holes match up. Throw the holes into there, they all match up. Now in bigger ones, I've actually had to thread them singularly, and that's okay. It just takes that little bit longer to do, which is totally fine, I don't mind doing. Now I like to make sure that I've got that extra tail there. Hold on to your tail so it doesn't. And I just go through it a few times. Pretty basic, pretty simple. And then come down to the one at the bottom. Go, oh, hang on, what have I done? I need to go from the top. There we go, that's better. Okay. So again, I'm just going through that a few times. And then I like to go back and forward long ways a couple of times. Here we go. And when I'm finished, I've got my 2 tails. Just tie them together. Now you can add tassels or anything like that if you'd like to. Add a bow, add a ribbon, tie a bow, tie a ribbon. Again, because this is for an upcoming swap and they want it to stay flat, I'm not going to add extra embellishments and stuff like that to that part. Now it's a good idea not to tie it super tight, because we do want to be able to actually flip the pages open, and I think that looks really cute. Like, again, it is only fairly simple, but it's super cute. Now let's go. Let's have a look. Let's put one of these in here, I think. Now, because this has a pattern on the back, so sometimes when I stick something on an acetate sheet, I then have to flip it over and add something to the back as well. It's probably recommended that you actually get all of this stuff decorated before you put it into your book, but because I threw that acetate in like the last minute, obviously I'm going to be doing this last minute too. Double up your glue. I like to double up the glue. Add some double-sided tape and some glue. And leave a little bit of a gap. Around the edges. Go. I might quickly do this one too. I wasn't going to, but I will. It's actually quite pretty. Once I put it in there and I noticed how cute and pretty it was, I thought it might be a good idea. Again, cleaning up your space, so throwing any rubbish away. So flipping this over now, lining it up so it matches the one on the other side. Perfect, there we go. Now that is a very flat, very flat Happy Mail flip book. Super flat one. Alright, so I think that follows the brief pretty well actually, to be honest. Just thinking I probably could just thinking about what else I can sort of add to it to sparkle it up a little bit without making it no, I think I'll leave that. I think I'll leave it like that. I actually quite like that now. Alright, so that's still flat. Project number 2. So we've got the very small, simple flip book, and we've got the one with the 2 tags in it. Just putting them up there in front of me. Okay, now they sort of said only 2 projects, but I'm going to make one more. And I might do, how about we do a miniature notebook style. Let's do something. Let's work with the flamingo and pineapple. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, here in Central Queensland, in Yeppoon, we are I believe we're actually the Australian leading pineapple growers. It is a very cool sort of thing to be known for. I'm quite proud of it anyway. I think it's really cool. Bit of information. Just having a look at a little play, how I'm going to proceed with this. How about if I fold that in half? So I've got a bit of leftover craft here. It is 5 by 5. Okay, so that means obviously I would have started out with a 5 by 10 piece. So if it's 5 by 5, it started out as 5 by 10 and then folded in half. Super cute pineapple piece to the front. Super duper cute, like that. I'm thinking this sticker as well on the front, something like that. Will that sticker go behind? It does. So how about even layering this up, remembering that we can't layer too much because it does need to be flat. Happy Mail. Something like that. Or how about something like that and then putting that inside maybe? Not sure now. Oh, what's this? How about, I think I like that a little bit better. Okay. So again, let's take the label of that. Okay, so I think I actually, yep. No, it's nice and simple, but I actually quite like that. That's cool. All right. And then inside, we need to so I did say that we're going to make it into a small little notebook, so let's have a look at what I've got here. Okay, so we're not going to add too many to this because again it needs to be a flat Happy Mail swap. So if we're 5 by 5, we want it to be just under that 5. Excellent. That's actually a little bit under the 5. There we go. I might have to actually cut that. Okay, I wasn't going to, but once we add those layers, it looks like we do need to. So just a smidgen, just the smallest bit off there. I'm going to center that because of course it's, you know, not the right side. I'm going to center it. Okay, center it. There we go. How does that look? That looks pretty cool. So I'm going to add that to the front. I'm actually thinking about stapling all of this together. So that's why I haven't actually added this at the front yet. might leave that as is. Okay, so there we go. Let's add this together now. Obviously that first one did not work, and that's okay. Let's get this second one. There we go, perfect. Right, so it's then going to open up a little book, notebook. Okay. I'm making a decision not to edge ink that. Quite like that, but what I will do is distress the edges of this, because I actually do like the idea of distresses. It is nice and simple and just adds that extra layer to it. Now these are really, really simple projects. Again, I am using the Twitchit Craft Kit. This is the tropical pack. These are very, very simple projects that I'm making, but it's just to show you that you can do so much stuff with these kits. The kits are very, very reasonably priced. I like to craft on a budget because my kids do come first, and usually my passions, any budget that I have for my passions like scrapbooking, my hobbies, do go on the back burner. So any little bit that helps me save is always a really, really thankful for. Anything that's budget friendly. You know what, where did, there we go. How about this? How about we'll go back to our good old washi tape mate here. There we go. How cute is that? And we're going to add that little gem there with maybe this cute little flag. So this little flag is just off here. See, that's sort of somewhat same color. Okay, we're not going to add that little flag. I need something to be a little bit closer in color. There we go. How about Where'd my double sided tape go? Me cleaning up my desk. Right. Okay. Alright, so this is the last little bit for that one. Alrighty. Now again, of course, clean up your workspace. I know it's always boring to see me do this either during my videos or at the end of my videos, but it is definitely an integral, you know the word that I'm trying to say. It's important. It's an important part of my crafting process is to clean up. And I do think that everyone should be doing it. I do definitely encourage everyone to clean up when they are finished using their collections or their projects. However, if you do not, and if you create better with a messy sort of work environment, well then that's okay too. Just because I personally like to do something to clean up and that sort of stuff doesn't mean it is the right thing for everyone. It just so happens that that is what works best for me. Now I will be making plenty more projects with this collection, so please do keep an eye out for anything upcoming. And of course, obviously I've already made a few projects as well that I haven't shared just yet. So definitely keep an eye out for them as well. Alright, so that's it for me for this. These are called the flat Happy Mail swap. We only needed to do 2 projects. I think it was 2. Everything did come with instructions and stuff like that, but I've just made them a little bit more. Everything was very simple. We didn't have to add too much because we do want them to be flat. So flat Happy Mail swap from Toni Herron here at Scrap Crazy. Thank you very much for joining me today. Again, I was using the Twitchit Craft Kits, the tropical kit. Really fun papers, flamingos, summer, leaves, flowers, really awesome colors and great stickers to work with. So thank you very much for Tabitha putting together these kits, and thank you very much to you for joining me through this creation today. Until next time, happy scrapping.